What's up everybody, TechChucker here, and I've got a review for you of the Marvel Legends Lizard Wave Gwenpool. Now this figure is really cool. I love the way that it looks. There's a couple of minor issues, so let's go ahead and crack this thing open and take a closer look. Let's take a look at the articulation first. Hasbro did a decent job with this. The female characters always have a bit of an issue, but her head is on a ball hinge. She can look up all the way. She can look all the way down as well. It just looks a little funky the way that the gap is there, but not a big deal. She can look side to side with no issues, nothing getting in the way there. And then for tilt, she's got, a little bit of tilt. Actually, that's quite a bit. That's a lot more than I thought. So she's got a lot of range of motion with that head sculpt. In the shoulder, she's got a ball hinge and she can get her arm all the way up, which is awesome. She's got full rotation of that shoulder. There is no bicep swivel, but at the elbow, there is a peg and that does swivel a little bit. She can get a 90 degree, just about 90 degrees, and that swivel there, so not too shabby. In the wrist, she's got a peg and a hinge. That works pretty good both ways. She can curl her wrists fairly well. Where the issues are is the typical area in the torso. This is the standard female torso that we get, and nothing forward. It's terrible. And back is really bad as well. She doesn't do hardly anything, which Hasbro needs to fix this. I'm kind of tired of these torsos. She can swivel side to side, not bad, and then just a little bit of crunch on the sides. In the hips, she's got ball pegs and kind of limited. She can't hardly do the splits, which is a little disappointing. She can barely kick forward also. This is pretty bad. I don't know. I'm just not very satisfied with this. I mean, we've seen this before. Backwards is terrible. The upper thigh cut works good. Nothing to cry about. She's got double jointed knees. Those work well. So she can get her leg bent all the way, which is awesome. No upper boot cut, but she does have a peg and a ball hinge. And in mine is a little bit loose, but she can get her foot all the way back, and she can get her foot forward a decent amount, but I think they use too soft of plastic for the peg because mine feels like it's gonna pop off. She's got an ankle rocker that works really good. So overall, I complained a bit about the articulation because there are some issues with it, but most of it's there aside from the torso. Hasbro did a really nice job with the sculpt and paint work on this figure. So let's go ahead and look at the head sculpt first because I'm quite impressed with it. It's nice and fun, bright. I like the pink, the lipstick they did nice. All the paint is fairly cleanly done. All the lines are nice. Even the head sculpt, I love the way that the little tail is. It's kind of soft. There's, I think that the only thing is the gap. I don't really like the gap. Her neck is a little too long. But aside from that, not too bad. The torso, the lines are really nice and clean. I think they did a good job. Very happy with that. The belts and the straps for the backpack could use some extra paint, but I am glad that they painted the buckle. Maybe they could have glued this bottom one on, but the pouches, can't say it, look really nice. The shoulders, I don't like the way that hinge looks, but the peg joints maybe could have been skin tone, but I don't know, maybe it's not a big deal. I have noticed that the plastic is very soft, so she's kind of got bowed legs, but it is what it is. And I already talked about the softer pegs for the ankles. I wish that that was a little more rigid because I feel like it's either going to snap out or whatever. The backpack I love. I think they did a great job. The paint is a little bit messier. Let's take it off so we can get a closer look at it. The straps are fairly soft, so you don't have to worry too much about pulling it off, and she's got good articulation on those shoulders. But this little penguin backpack is pretty cool. I like it. The straps need some extra paint, but here's how she looks without the backpack on. I'm gonna pose her with the backpack. All right, let's take a look and see just how tall she is. She's coming in at just under 6 inches, probably 5 3/4 inches is right around where I think she's at. So not super tall, but also not, that's just over 5.5. We'll say 5 5/8. So fairly short, but for a female character, usually they are a little bit shorter. Let's do a size comparison with her and Cyclops. You can see she's fairly short compared to Cyclops, but I think it's still a pretty good scale comparison between the two. And so I'm really quite pleased. And last but not least are the accessories, and Hasbro, I think, really did a nice job. This head sculpt with her little tongue sticking out for her selfie, I think is super fun. I think that they really captured the essence of the character. If I can get it into focus, you'll actually be able to see. But I think that Hasbro really did a nice job with this figure, and I'm happy with this alternate head. I don't need any other, I mean, a fully unmasked one might be okay, but there's some not as clean a paint, but you can see the sculpt work of the seam, which is pretty cool, or seam, the stitch work. I think that's really cool. The other head also has that. You can see the ear sculpted in. I think this is great. Let's pop it off and see what she looks like with her fun, selfie pick. The ball peg is really small, I noticed, and too high. I already noticed that, or mentioned that, but look at that. Doesn't that look cool? I think that just looks super fun, very photogenic. It's a little harder with the white background because she just kind of blends in, but I am happy with it. And of course, she comes with her cell phone. It's, there's not much to this thing. See if I can actually focus in on this thing, but you do have a button sculpted and the screen is sculpted in, so that's really cool. Just be careful that you do not lose this. It would have been cool if they had put a sticker on with an actual screen, maybe an actual picture of her, but she comes with a specially sculpted hand so that she can hold her cell phone. I kind of wish that the thumb was a little bit tighter because you basically just on mine have to set it in, but if you heat it up and kind of squish it down, I bet you that thing will hold much tighter. But this just pegs right in just like any other Hasbro hand, and she can hold her phone and yeah, see, that's where if the thumb was just a little bit tighter, that would be cool. But this is awesome. See if I can get her posed up kind of nice looking. There you go. And snap, we got a picture. And moving right along, we get these hands, which are meant to form a heart shape when she puts them together, and I think they do the trick. And then we get another hand. This one is for holding one of her swords, and this one is she's giving the peace sign, which is pretty cool. I like this. I always like it when they give us slightly different hands than the typical fist hands, though I do like getting fist hands, and would have been nice to have those. And last but not least, she comes with her two katanas. These are basically the same ones that I think Deadpool got, but they're very flexible. They are painted relatively nicely on the handles. And she's got storage. She's got scabbards, kind of. She can hold these swords right in the back of her backpack, which is pretty cool. It's dual purpose. The only other thing that would have been really cool is if the backpack opened and you could put something in there. I don't know how they would have done it, but I think Hasbro did an amazing job. This is just a really cool looking figure. Very glad to have it in my collection. I think they did a really, really nice job. Alrighty folks, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and until next time, I'll see you later.